In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the point slope formula that's given to you and take away from that point slope formula the slope and the point that's given to you. Now I quick want to refresh what I did in a previous video, and that was this key right here. Your equation has negatives in it, which means your point is going to be opposite signs as the actual point, and that's going to be really useful here. So notice how this says minus x1 and the point is a positive. And notice how this says minus y1 and that point is a positive. So the signs of your point are opposite signs as what you see in your equation. And I'm going to go ahead and write that down up here so I remember. So my point is opposite sign from the equation. I'm going to abbreviate that. So if I see a -8, my y value of my point is really a +8. It's opposite. And if I see a 5 over here, because that's my x value, the opposite of -5 would be +5. So there's my point. And my slope is exactly what you see. Don't change your slope. Your m is equal to -3/2. Okay, now again, maybe slope you want to find first because that's the easiest. It's just that same number. And now our point is going to be opposite of what we see in our function. So my x value opposite of +1 would be -1. And for my y value here next to my y, opposite of that would be -6. So here's our point, and here's our slope. Now in this equation, again, your point is going to be opposite signs. So my x value here is opposite, -2. And over here, opposite of +12 would be -12. And then my slope is -3. The slope is not opposite as what you see in the equation. Okay, here's another one. Our point is going to be opposite of this 4, opposite of -16, and our slope is equal to 1/2. Now this one looks really weird, doesn't it? Name the slope and a point on the line. I'm actually going to graph this one. Now if we have this graph y equals -9, this is going to be a horizontal line based on that phrase hoi vux that we've learned. Horizontal lines have 0 slope and they are a y equal to a number equation. So at -9, this would be our function. So I know I can name the slope because a horizontal line has 0 slope. And a point on your horizontal line could be any point you want as long as your y value, because the y has to always be -9. So you could name any x value, but you have to have -9 for your y value. So name any number you want. How about 8, -9? That would work. Now in the last in the last problem over here, we have y equal to -2/3 and then x minus 4. If you notice, there's no number next to the y like these other equations here. And so really what we can think of here is that there's nothing there. And if you write that nothing in, you'll see what your point should be. So the x value, your point is opposite of -4, which would be +4. 0, you don't really have opposite of 0. 0 is not negative or positive, so just 0. And then our slope for this one is -2/3.